You will not say what? Assalamu alaikum. Because hearts are broken, minds are disconnected. And what can join these hearts and minds again together? Allamahu al-bayan. That is how powerful this tongue is. It can join people's hearts together, bring back two people who are at feuds and at not talking terms to each other and make them start talking again. Crush the ice between them and break the ice. Or this tongue can rip apart people's heart that they stop seeing each other. That's how powerful it is. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Ibadur Rahman, that Ibadur Rahman they are a slave of Rahman because they know the power of this tool, tongue. And they know how to use it in such a professional and amicable manner to the pleasure of who? Allah. Why are we on this earth? Let's stop back and take a breath and ask yourself, what am I doing on earth? Al-Ard. We are here only to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if my tongue opens to please Allah by pleasing the ibad of Allah, the slaves of Allah, so be it. But if my tongue opens and words are uttered which displeases the ibad of Allah, do you think Allah will be pleased with me? Yes or no? You think Allah will be pleased with me if my tongue, every time it opens, it hurts people? You wouldn't be sitting here. You would have run away by now. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, if you want to be Ibadur Rahman, you have to know control, master control of this tongue in such a beautiful way that you become a magnet for others. Why did people flock around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Even in Mecca, when he just announced his nubuwah, his prophecy, people would flock around him. Why? The tongue, the beauty. And he was blessed with that to attract people. And people would be around him. They will not run away from him. The first thing that irks people and makes them turn off from any individual is speech, kalam. That is why وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. The next very important sifa about the Ibadur Rahman, Allah mentions the next ayah, وَالَّذِينَ يَبِيتُونَ لِرَبِّهِمْ سُجَّدًا وَقِيَامًا. Subhanallah. What is this about? This is about spending your time, your most valuable time, your most precious time, which is night time. 7.7 billion people, last I checked the statistics online, 7.7 billion people love to do what at 4 a.m. in the morning? Come on, tell me. Sleep. I didn't say Muslims, notice. I said 7.7 billion people on the face of this earth love from the bottom of their heart at 4 in the morning to do only one thing. If you could record all the snorings in the world, it would be a nice tune. Nobody likes to wake up at 4. But Ibadur Rahman, Allah has taught the believers, the mu'min, that the most precious time you have, the time that everybody loves the most, give it to me. Give it to Rahman. Give it to Allah. وَالَّذِينَ يَبِيتُونَ. Bata yabitu means to spend. And it means both. It means sleeping and also awake. You can stay up all night, it'll be called Bata yabitu. You could sleep all night and just wake up 15 minutes, 10 minutes of the last portion of the night, it'll still be bad. So what is Allah saying about the Ibadur Rahman? وَالَّذِينَ يَبِيتُونَ لِرَبِّهِمْ سُجَّدًا وَقِيَامًا. These slaves of Allah, they like to spend the night, how? Sleeping? No. They like to spend the night, little bit of sleeping, but majority of the time of the night they want to spend in sujood. Sujjadam wa qiyam. Qiyam means standing. That's what we call Qiyamul Layl. Qiyamul Layl is not just in Ramadan. Every night, Qiyamul Layl. And that is why those people who are regular in Qiyamul Layl, like our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah never ever missed Qiyamul Layl. Every night tahajjud. Can you imagine the pleasure of connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Every night you wake up, even for 10 minutes, or 5 minutes even, quickly make wudu and 2 rak'ah, just to be connected to Allah. Today, if suddenly the Wi-Fi router or the internet stops working, how do you feel? Everybody says, hey, internet not working. Hey man, what's the password over here? What's the first thing people ask when they enter the masjid? What's the password for the Wi-Fi over here? Yeah, you didn't even check the timing for the salah. Is it time for salah? You want to get the password. We are so heavily engrossed in technological era that we're living now. We want a Wi-Fi password. You go to a restaurant, what's the Wi-Fi password here? You go to somebody's house, you met to meet them, what's the Wi-Fi password? I just want to check in that I'm at your house. Please don't tell anybody you came to visit me. We are so tech savvy, and with the advent of this social media, it has brainwashed the human brain that you have to inform people every second. SubhanAllah. One brother said, even if you're in the bathroom, you have to check it. I'm in the bathroom. What are you doing here? What everybody does here. That is how our generation, our next generation, that is how they have become brainwashed. They want to publicize every single thing. Have you ever looked at kids in your house? If you suddenly shut down the Wi-Fi router, you as a father or mother, just turn it off. Have you seen kids? They suddenly start coming out of their rooms. Door starts opening. Baba, Mama, what happened? What happened? Everything okay? Yeah, well, internet's not working. Oh yeah? Well, you stop breathing? You're talking as if you stop breathing. We are so connected to internet every second of our life that if there's no internet on my phone, if your data plan expires or your data you reach your max out your data, you can't see, you can't find a map on a Google map or Waze, you can't get anywhere, you can't do it. The reason I'm bringing this up, my dear brothers in Islam, is we are so concerned about being connected to Wi-Fi or internet. Are we equally or more concerned connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do we become bichan, disturbed, perturbed? Oh, I am disconnected with Allah. Oh, I did not pray this today. Oh, I missed my tahajjud today. How could I do that? Do we have the same emotionality and feeling as we have for the Wi-Fi? And that is a point for reflection. And I speak especially to the youngsters, the kids. Because we're going to die and go soon in our grave. Allah knows best what the technology is going to be 20 years from now. Already we are trying to, grasp this technology. Because we are old school. We saw when there were huge IBM computers. Remember those days? The whole computer would fill up this whole room. That was a computer. And today you have a computer in here. What is this? Smartwatches. We were the generation who grew up watching things or movies that they'll say, kid, bring the car over here. You heard of Knight Rider? The car that would come? And you always fantasize, wow, there will be a day when you can talk in your watch. Today it's a reality. You talk in your watch. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I'll be in the masjid 10 minutes. Driving. This is today. 20 years from now, Allah knows best what's going to be. But we need to know how to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالَّذِينَ يَبِيدُونَ لِرَبِّهِمْ سُجَّدًا وَقِيَامًا. And those people who spend their night in sujood and qiyam with their Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what are they doing in that? The next ayah Allah says, والذين يقولون ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما. They are saying to Allah, ربنا اصرف. Isrif means remove, take it away. ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم. Oh Allah, take away from us the adhab of Jahannam. Oh Allah, save us from the hellfire. This is what they're doing in sujood and in qiyam in the night. They're asking Allah, they're begging Allah, they're beseeching Allah. Oh Allah, save me. Oh Allah, protect me. Oh Allah, I want to go to Jannah straight without any detour. Because some Muslims will take a detour. And it really puzzles me and baffles my mind when I see some Muslims saying, come on brother, I've said the Shahada, Allah will put me in Jannah. So what if we go for a few days in Jannah? So what if we go to Jannah for a few days? Have you read Surah Furqan, ayah number 69? إِنَّهَا سَاءَتْ مُسْتَقَرًّا وَمُقَامًا. What does this ayah mean? Allah is saying that the Ibadur Rahman are saying to Allah that, oh Allah, please save me from Jahannam. Why? إِنَّ عَذَابَهَا كَانَ غَرَامًا. The adhab of Jahannam is gharama, is very, very tormenting, very hard and harsh. And it is lazim, it is wajib, it will come, nobody will be saved from it. And then they say Jahannam is what? إِنَّهَا سَاءَتْ مُسْتَقَرْ وَمُقَامًا. It is an evil place. Jahannam is such an evil place that you cannot even have it as mustaqar and you cannot even have it as maqam. Now what is the difference In Lughatul Arab, in Arabic language, the word mustaqar comes from istiqrar, istaqarra. It means where you settle down, where you stabilize, where you live. For example, you wouldn't ask me, is your house on School Street or Park Street or Mitchell Avenue or Hose Lane? Because you know I'm from Haggistown. You will not ask me, Aina istaqart? You will not ask me, where have you settled down in Pescado? You will ask me, Aina qumt? In an Arabic language, if you're talking to me in Arabic, you will say, Aina qumt al-layl? Where did you stay last night over here? Because the word qumta, qama, means that you are here temporary. You are in town temporarily. You don't live here. You're from out of town. So where have you resided for the night or for the day? Where are you living? Oh, at a hotel, at somebody's house. This is qama yaqum. Istiqrar or istaqar means where have you settled down? Where did you buy a house or rent a house over here? You live around this neighborhood. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the Ibadur Rahman say, إِنَّهَا سَاءَتْ مُسْتَقَرْ وَمُقَامٍ. That Jahannam is a very evil place to live there, even permanently, istaqarra, and muqama, even temporarily. For those Muslims who say, so what if we go to Jahannam? Ultimately we'll go to Jannah, because there is a hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ that says, Man qala la ilaha illallah faqad dakhala al-Jannah. Whoever said la ilaha illallah, they will enter Jannah. So it is the promise of Allah. Yes, it is the promise of Allah, but the real deal is, the real mission is that we go to Jannah without going to, come on, bolo bhai, without going to Six Flags. It's coming up, September 6th, mark the date. ICNA is having Six Flags, but that is something another day. Without going to Jahannam. That is the real mission. That is the real success, al-fawz. That we don't take a detour. And that is why this ayah is there. That the Ibadur Rahman, they're intelligent people, they're smart people. They know that Jahannam is an evil abode for permanent residency, and for temporary evil. You don't want a visa for Jahannam, and you don't want a green card, permanent residency of Jahannam. You don't even want the citizenship of there. You want a citizenship of where? Jannatul Firdaus, Jannatul Na'im. And that is why they say that رَبَّنَا اصْرِفْ عَنَّا عَذَابَ جَهَنَّمْ. Oh Allah, take away from us the adhab of Jahannam. إِنَّ عَذَابَ كَانَ غَرَامًا. The adhab of Jahannam is gharam. It's very penalizing, very, very harsh, and very, very strict. And it is compulsory. Whoever is decided for Jahannam will be going there. There's no saving from that. إِنَّهَا سَاءَتْ مُسْتَقَرًّا وَمُقَامًا. And it is an evil place to live temporarily or even permanently. And then what Allah says about the next quality, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنفَقُوا لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا وَلَمْ يَقْتُرُوا وَكَانَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ قَوَامًا. And Ibadur Rahman are those who, when they spend money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they spend money in general, in life, they are not spendthrifts, they don't waste money, and they are not stingy, bakhil, that they hold money from their teats and don't spend. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنفَقُوا spending. لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا إِسْرَاف. Israf is being fuzul kharj, spendthrifts. What's the definition of israf according to the Sharia? It is anything that you spend above and beyond what your basic necessity is. Basic necessity in Arabic is called haja. What is darura? Haja. What is my necessity? Whatever I need, the basics. Now we don't want to go in a debate of what the ulama have said in ilm al-kalam. There's been a long debate and discussion of what is basic necessity and what is extra. Some have even gone on to say, if you have just 2 pieces of clothes, that is enough, your basic necessity. Any clothes above 2 pieces more is israf. And some have said, no, it is at least this much amount. So without going into that debate, the basic bottom line is that when we are spending money, we are cognizant of the fact that this money is an amana from Allah. It's not my money. Is it my money? The biggest thing that people think, that, oh, money is my money. How can you take my money? No. What does Allah say? Countless times. There are more than 7 ayahs that Allah says, repeating that وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ. This ayah is repeated in the Quran. What is Allah saying? And spend in the path of Allah. وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ. From what we gave you. So it's not my money. Allah gave me in the first place. So if a masjid is asking, I give it. If a school is asking, I give it. If a poor person is asking, I give it. Whoever is asking for the sake of Allah, I give it. I don't withhold the money because this money is not mine. So they know that they don't spend this money uselessly. aimlessly. Trashing money out. Just because Allah made me rich doesn't mean that I need to spend all this money wherever I want. $750 million for a horse in Florida. Is this israf? Think about it. When you could feed, I don't know, millions of people with that amount of money. But some prince, I don't take names because me recorded, I don't want to get in trouble. Some prince out there, and you know who it is? $750 million. Allah gave you so much money. For God's sake, feed the masakeen, feed the poor in Africa, in Asia. Help somebody get married, help somebody get an education. Just because you got money, you spend it. And you know this ayah better than I do because I am an Ajam and you an Arab prince. It's your language. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنفَقُوا لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا وَلَمْ يَقْتُرُوا. They're not spendthrifts. Why? Because in Surah Bani Israel, Allah says, إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Allahu Akbar. Allah. You know what's wrong with